All right, I think we're about ready to get started here. So welcome to today's webinar, Opening and Closing Bar Procedures Not to Miss, hosted by myself, Kara Robinson, and my coworker, Brittany, who's actually stepping in for Hillary, who's out today. So this webinar will be recorded today, and you'll get an email tomorrow with a link to rewatch it. I'll also send you a link to access all of the slides, as there's a lot of great content in there, so don't feel like you have to take notes. All right, so my name is Kara Robinson, and I've been the marketing manager here for the past 3 years. I'll pass the mic over to Brittany to say hello. She's the one stepping in for Hillary.
Hey guys, my name is Brittany. I'm an account executive here at TapHunter, and we'll be going through a quick demo of our tools at the end of the webinar here. Excited to show you guys what we have.
Cool. So first today, we're going to be running through the opening and closing procedures that you guys have been waiting for. Then we'll go into the best ways to create a checklist to ensure your tasks are all getting done. And then after the presentation, we'll have a quick question and answer time. So feel free to type your questions into the box at any point, and then we'll go through them at the end. And then after, as Brittany mentioned, we're going to roll into a quick TapHunter demonstration. So we're going to be running through our new inventory product. So if you aren't familiar with that tool, I recommend you stay on and join us. I also believe we're going to give everyone who attends this webinar a special offer. Is that right, Brittany?
That is.
Cool. So our goal today really is to be fast and informative and get you out of here in 30 minutes. We know time is money, so we want to respect that. So without further ado, I'll get started. All right. So in case you're only vaguely familiar, opening and closing bar procedures are important tasks that are given to your bartenders so they know what's required of them to properly open and close the bar. Then it's the management's job to ensure that the staff follows those procedures. It's super important that they are followed because of they affect the sanitary conditions behind the bar, and no one wants a dirty bar. So let's get into the opening procedures first. So the majority of these opening shift responsibilities involve ensuring that the bar is adequately stocked. Since the day shift is usually a lot slower than the night shift, there's more setting up and maintenance chores assigned to them as well. The peak demand of the opening bartender is usually at lunch and then again at happy hour. So the time before lunch is spent stocking the bar and getting it ready for business. Then during lunch, the bartender is expected to keep up with the sales demand. Then once lunch is over, the bartender should clean the area and start the process of prepping again for the night shift. So it's important to keep in mind that a lot of these tasks that we're going to go over today are interchangeable. So if you feel there are a few too many for your morning shift, you can move them to your night shift and vice versa. So we recommend that you just find the flow that works best for your business, as long as all of the tasks are still getting done. All right, so let's roll into them. What are the tasks? So first, there are a lot of setup tasks. So you need to set out all the chairs and line them up, since they'll likely be upside down on the tables from the night before. Then you'll need to take all of the glassware and bar tools out of the dishwasher and put them in their appropriate places. If any of the glasses are still out from the night before, just make sure there's no visible dust on them. Next, you should set out all liquor bottles and dust them off as well. Sometimes that includes unlocking a liquor cabinet or moving the bottle somewhere. After that, you should make sure that all of your bottled beverages are stocked. Stock the service wells with straws, napkins, posters, whatever you have there. Set out some damp towels for wiping down the tables and the bars. Set up some sanitizer buckets in each server well. Put the ashtrays out in designated smoking areas if you have those. Fill all the ice bins, and then put the floor mats in place. Next, you should start preparing things. So you should cut fresh fruit or prepare the garnishes and skewers. You should mix new juices and prepare those mixers. And if you don't already, it's really important that you date and label all of your juices and throw out the ones that are old. And you can follow FIFO, which is first in, first out. Next, you should refill all the condiments and salt and pepper and set them out in their appropriate places. Next comes the beer prepping. So you should take all of the caps off of the beer taps and put them in a bucket of sanitizer. Then you're going to want to clean the faucets with a spray bottle of sanitizer. Last, you should ensure that all of the keg couplers are engaged. The night shift before should have disengaged them to prevent any pressure buildup. Also, we have a big pro tip here. It's very important that you don't forget to get your beer lines chemically cleaned every 2 weeks, and even more frequently if you're putting on a bunch of sours. So the next step is inventory. So this is an extremely important task. However, it's one that's also commonly done by the night shift. So figure out what works best for your decision or for your business. So first you need to check all the bottle and keg levels and mark how much you have of each. Then you should check all of your inventory backups to ensure you have enough for each shift. A lot of bartenders and owners really use a clipboard or a piece of paper to take their inventory. However, TapHunter actually recently came out with a new inventory product that allows you to take it quickly and easily from your cell phone or your computer. So if you're interested in learning more about that product, make sure to stay on the end where Chris is going to tell us a little more about it. Then, no surprise, after doing all of your inventory comes updating your print menus. So this is an extremely important task, especially if you have a large rotating beverage selection. You don't want to run the risk of having an out-of-date menu, print menu, digital board, whatnot, and upsetting your patrons. So make sure that you're updating your print menus, your digital boards, your chalkboards, your website menu, and really anywhere else that you share your beverage list with your customers. You want to make sure that that's accurate. So these few steps I know can be a huge time suck. So if you feel like you're spending too much time on these or even worse, just letting them slip because you don't have enough time to do them, make sure you stay on the end, as this is really TapHunter's bread and butter. Our tools turn this long process into a few clicks. Cool. All right, so the final touches of the opening shift. So first you want to ensure that all of the trash cans are emptied in lines. Next, you want to count and assign all cash drawers, and turn on the TVs and music, and then turn on any neon lights and signs, all those last-minute things. And then it also is important to remember that even though we hit the end of the list, it's important that the day shift stocks and cleans before the night shift. So that is part of their duties as well. Cool, so that brings us to the closing procedures. So the night shift experiences a really different set of dynamics than the earlier shift. They arrive late in the afternoon or early evening and are frequently busy right away, right through stepping through the door, and they remain busy for the majority of the night. So the closing duties at the end of the shift usually entail replacing depleted inventory or thoroughly cleaning the workstation or the bar facility and all of that beverage equipment. So let's get into the task. So the majority of the first task involves cleaning. So they should wipe down the counters and the chairs with a sanitizer. They should place the chairs upside down on the tables so the floor is easily accessible. And then take the clean floor mats and put them away. So this is going to leave the floor open for mopping. So depending on how your business is run, you may want your bar staff to do the mopping, or you may have another cleaning crew that comes in afterwards. Either way, you want to make sure that the floor is easily accessible. Next, you want to do a big sweep through and make sure that whatever is out there that's dirty, you send it to the dish area. This includes glassware, ashtrays, jars, mixing utensils, whatever that may be. Then you want to make sure that you wipe down all of the stainless steel surfaces in your bar with some sort of stainless steel cleaner. This includes refrigerator doors and counters and all that good stuff. After that, you want to make sure that you burn the well. So in case you don't know what that means, it means to melt all of the ice by pouring hot water on it. This is also commonly done if you break glass in your ice. So it's important that you do this every night and you don't leave that ice to melt itself. Next, you're going to want to drain all of your sinks and wipe them down as well. And then the last thing here is you should clean all of the soda nozzle dispensers with some warm water and agitation to make sure that you get all of that sugar off of there. And then you can store them in a dry place. Next, you want to cover and store everything that you brought out earlier that day. So that means all the fruits and the juices. Also make sure that you're throwing out any juices that are expired. And then put away all the condiments and salt and pepper. The next thing you want to do is prep your beer and liquor for the night. So you want to run hot water through the beer drain and wipe it down. Next, take those caps out of the sanitizer and put them back on the tap. Disengage all the keg couplers to prevent pressure buildup. And then you want to clean all of those liquor bottles and put them away, lock them up if necessary. It's important also that you check all the pour spouts on the top and clean them and put them back on the bottle. All right, so lastly, there's the final touches. So count your money drawer and make a money drop. Take out the trash. turn off the music in the TVs, turn off any neon lights and signs, and then turn off the lights and lock up, and you should be done. All right. So now that you are an expert on all of these opening and closing procedures, how do you enforce them and ensure that your staff actually does them? Great question. So we really recommend making a checklist and having your bartender literally go and check off when they complete every single task. This way it minimizes any error and helps with forgetfulness. So it's super common that something's going to pop up mid-opening or closing shift and distract your bartender. So if they check everything off as they complete it, they can go back and figure out exactly where they left off and make sure they get what needs to be done. On top of that, we also recommend having your manager on duty double check that all of the tasks are done and sign off as well. As I mentioned before, not all of these tasks may apply to your bar, or you may have a few more important tasks that you need to add in. So I really recommend starting somewhere, testing it out for a few days, and then just chatting with your staff to see how it went and see if there's anything important that's missing or if anything should be shuffled between shifts. You can do this as many times as possible until you feel like you have the right flow and schedule that works for you. So charts like this one in the slide are super easy to make in Word or Google Docs. However, to make things a little bit easier for you guys, I'm actually going to attach this checklist that has all of the closing procedures that we went through today, along with the opening checklist to your webinar recording email. So you'll get that tomorrow. I'll also attach the PDF version along with the editable Word version, so you can update it yourself if there's something on there that you know is missing for your individual location. Cool, so as promised, this was short and sweet. That wraps up our webinar. So we're gonna roll into a quick question and answer really fast. In order to respect your time, I'm only gonna go through the first 3 questions that came in. So if your question isn't answered right away, I'll make sure to send you an email afterwards with your response. All right, so let me see. So the first question here is, do we need to hire a line cleaning company, or can we do it ourselves by pumping water through the lines? Cool, great question. So you can do the chemical cleaning yourself if you prefer that. However, you can't just use water to clean the lines. So you need to use a special water mixed with a cleaning chemical solution and pump it through the lines for a certain period of time. So I would personally recommend that you hire a company to do it. They're experts and you don't even have to think about it. So I recommend reaching out to a local company for more information on that. If you do want to do it yourself, though, there's a lot of great info on it from the Cicerone program, if you're familiar with that. So in fact, it's a great way for your staff to become knowledgeable on this and many other beer-related items. Just have them take the Cicerone beer server test. Okay, so the next question here is, why do you need to burn the well or melt the ice at the end of the shift? Yeah, good question. So it's really important to burn the well to get all of that gunk buildup out of the ice that's kind of fallen through there during the day. You don't always know what's going in there. There could be food or dust, or worst case scenario, there could be glass in there. So you need to ensure that all of this is melted out and cleaned out of the well before the next shift. There is a chance that some of that would melt before the shift, but if you think about it, a night shift is maybe leaving around 3 a.m. and the early shift is coming in at 8 a.m. So that's not sufficient time for all of that ice to melt. And then the morning shift would have to do the cleaning, so be nice to them. Okay, so the last question we're going to go through here quickly is, we soak our soda dispensers every night, but you mentioned they should be cleaned and stored dry, not be soaking them. So actually, when I used to work at a bar, I did the same thing. So when I was preparing for this webinar, I did a bunch of research, and I found out that soaking nozzles and diffusers overnight is actually a cleaning myth. You don't actually need to soak those parts. I think it actually doesn't work as well. So in order to get that sugar buildup off of the nozzle, you just need some agitation and some warm water to wash it off there. It's not going to come off if you soak it overnight. So just like a small brush and warm water will do the trick for you. Cool. So I think that wraps up those questions. Again, for all the questions that are still coming in, I will respond to you via email afterwards. So I want to roll into this quick product demonstration with Britt. So I'm going to pass the mic over.
Hey everyone. We'll try to make this as short and sweet as possible. Again, we want to get you guys back to what is most important. So just going to run through a really quick high-level overview of our tools, how we can be helpful in your day-to-day operations, and we'll go over that exciting inventory tool here at the end. So TapHunter, really what we do is provide you a central location to consolidate all the tasks that you guys are doing on a daily basis into one area. We do this with our dashboard. When you log into the dashboard, you can do that from your cell phone. We've also added a business mobile app. You can access this from your cell phone or your desktop. But when you log in here, you're going to update your beverages. We're a full beverage platform, so you can update your spirits, your beers, wine, and cocktails as well. When you make updates and add and remove here, it's going to automatically update your print menus, your website, your digital displays, your social media, our mobile app, and our website. And you can also update your inventory from here as well. So again, the idea is to really help you guys out on the day-to-day and provide you an area to log in and eliminate all these individual tasks and consolidate them into one area. So we'll just kind of cover how the print tool works. This is probably one of our biggest time-saving tools. We give you the ability to build your own custom print menu from our print tools. Here you can access it, and it's going to automatically update from when you're updating your beverages in the dashboard as well. So you don't have to modify this every time you need to make a change to your menu. It's going to automatically print out with the updated beverages there for you. These, again, are very customizable by you guys. Our tool is super versatile, and in that way you can arrange things however you'd like, include your cocktails and all of your beverages on one menu, or even have different individual menus for each beverage. We also will provide you a line of code that you can copy and paste and drop into the back end of your website. This is going to automatically update from the dashboard. And this is a very intuitive code that is going to match the look and feel of your current website. So this will automatically update, again, from the dashboard when you're adding and removing beverages, just another step that you guys can eliminate on the day-to-day and have a really nice, streamlined, up-to-date online menu on your website for your customers to access at any time. We also have the ability to turn any existing TV that you have into a digital drink board. So a lot of locations kind of go this route to eliminate the chalkboard type scenario. If you've got, employees having to get up on a ladder day to day and make changes to a chalkboard, it can be pretty time consuming. So what we do is we send you a device that's about the size of a deck of cards. You plug it into the back of your TV through the HDMI port, and it automatically updates from the dashboard as well when you're making changes there. What's really cool about this, we just released and launched a digital drink menu builder last week as well. This is really cool. You'll even have the ability to change the font and colors and make it really customizable for you guys as well, to something that really fits your location specifically. This is a really great tool. Social media. So we can integrate with your Facebook, your Twitter, and also your Instagram. Our dashboard will automatically send out updates when you make updates to what you have available as far as your beverages go. It'll send out a message to your Facebook followers on your Facebook page, and we'll also insert a tab on the left-hand side of your Facebook page so your followers can not only see and get notifications when you make a change to your draft list and your beverages, but they can also access your live draft list at any time on your Facebook page as well, automatically updating from that same dashboard. We'll also tweet out every time you guys make a change to your beverage list as well to your Twitter followers. Sometimes the brewery, it'll tag the brewery, sometimes the brewery will retweet your tweet, and you kind of gain that added level of exposure there. So this is our mobile app. This is free to download on Apple and Android for consumers. People are able to follow your location every time you guys make a change to your beverage list. It'll send them a notification straight to their phone saying that you guys put a new beer or a beverage, you have a new beverage available. So this is a really great way to stay engaged with the craft beer and beverage community and let people kind of know what you're pouring in real time. You also have the ability to follow specific beers. So you can you can keep track of your favorite beer in your area, in your location, and get notified when that beer comes on draft as well. So inventory, we're really excited about this tool. We kind of polled a lot of our users, and they said that it would be really helpful if we can integrate inventory in some way. So we've been able to do that. We, from our mobile app, we've kind of built this inventory tool to take the place of the clipboard that we find a lot of bars are doing inventory through. So from the mobile app and in the dashboard, you're able to input how much of what specific item you have available. You can input things like par levels. You also have the ability to organize order lists and suppliers and have that order list organized by supplier and sorted. So when your supplier comes in, you'll know exactly what you need to order. We also have the ability to input percentage markups. If you're doing a lot of math and trying to figure out how much you should be charging for specific beverages, our inventory tool can do the math for you. So it's going to allow you to put in the percentage markups that you want to have. And then from there, it's going to give you suggested pricing on the different pour sizes that you offer, and will eliminate you guys having to figure out how much to charge for each specific pour size that you offer. Another really cool thing that this does too is give you a digital bird's eye view of what beers and styles you have available to see if you need some more consistency in your offerings there. So a lot of different ways that this tool can be really helpful. And it's definitely something that we're really excited to have launched and have seen be very successful as well. Another thing that we just launched is our relationship with Rate Beer. So currently, when you are looking at a specific beer on Rate Beer's website, if your location is carrying that beer or has that beer on draft, you're going to pop up on the right-hand side of Rate Beer's website as you guys having that beer available. This is a really great way and another kind of little nugget of a way to increase your exposure and just kind of get your name out there. Really excited about this relationship. Rate Beer is a great company, and it's working out very well for us so far. We wanted to thank you guys for attending the webinar today. Want to also let you know, because you attended this webinar, we're offering you 50% off your first month of TapHunter if you sign on board before, well, by Friday, really. So a great offer. Definitely take advantage of this. It's a really great deal. We've got a lot of ways we can be super helpful for you guys, and thank you for attending.
Yeah. If you guys are interested in this, I'll hang on the end for a few minutes here. Just go ahead and shoot a question in, just saying, hey, contact me with more info about the offer, and we'll be able to give that to you. Thanks for joining us.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.